Today we're going to experiment with pitch modulation and using an LFO to modify an envelope. But in this situation it will act like a modifier because it will either allow it to start at its highest point or modify it to start at its lowest point. They both end up at the middle point. So the pitch will either start high, go to low, or start low and go to high. As you will see, now I'm not interested in the filter right now because I'm only working with pitch, so I disable the filter. I'll go to the amplitude envelope and set the release to 64. Let's explore some of the parameters I'll be using. Well, I'm going to go back to envelope 3, which I will be using. Attack equals 0, decay equals 64, sustain equals 64, and release equals 64, which is fine for right now. I have to write an LFO. So I'll start with square wave, speed of 0, clocked equals on. I got to write a little modifier because I'm going to chill out the amount that it modifies. It will all become clear. Okay, my modifier is LFO1 times 32. In mod matrix 5, I will have modifier 1 controlling modulation slot 1 at 42 units. I will then go to modulation slot 1 and have envelope 3 controlling 01 pitch. Let's take a listen. Now I'm going to hit one key. This is middle C. Listen to what happens. It's very important to me that everything be in tune, so I'm going to test it against oscillator 2, which has no pitch modulation. Now you can hear that on the release portion of envelope 3 that the pitch is rising. You may not want that, or you might want that. I don't want that. So I'm going to go to modulation slot 9 and write a little doohickey here which says maximum 2, envelope 3, release. And I'll set it all the way up to maximum plus 63. Now let's listen. I just released a note. Okay, that's fun, but we can do more. I'm going to detune oscillator 1 by about -2 units. I'm going to turn on oscillator 2 and tune it up about 2 on the detune. I'm going to go to the modulation slot 6. And I'll write that modifier 1 controls M2 amount and the plus 42. Just for yucks, I'll try minus 42. That might get interesting. Then I go to modulation slot 2 and I have envelope 3 controlling O2 pitch. So let's review these. We've got modulation 1, envelope 3 controls O1 pitch. Modulation 2, envelope 3 controls O2 pitch. On number 5, we have modifier 1, plus 42 to M1 amount. And on slot number 6, we have modifier 1 minus 42, M2 amount. We have 2 oscillators active, both going into a disabled filter. So let's listen. Helps if I play the right notes. You can really widen this out by adding unisono, but because I have two oscillators, it's going to be really tough for polyphony. But I'm going to set unisono to 3, the detune to 6, go to the filter because the pan's still active, and I get the pan and say unisono V equals -64. Let's do a chord. And I'll try to play the right notes this time. Okay, let's experiment with envelope 3. Let's change the K to something longer. This will be quite long, like 82 or so. And just let's see how long this takes to resolve. Anyhow, you get the basic idea, and there's some concepts in OBXA style pitch modulation. Enjoy.